All right. We are live. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. It's Cara Lockwood and Sue Bargetto. She's somewhere here. Sue Bargetto with, yes, Lifestyling with Sue.
Oh my gosh, you caught me. You caught me.
My gosh. She's
I was
already
stealing
eating
a bite.
Pie. She's already eating. Oh, Sue. Mine, that's not fair because mine's not made yet.
I know. Oh my gosh. And it's warm.
Oh no. Do you have vanilla ice cream with that?
I'm not an ice cream person. My husband will.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, I have vanilla ice cream in my freezer. So you guys, this is I'm Cara Lockwood with Cara's Culinary Creative. We're on our, I don't know, 4th or 5th episode of Making Shit with Cara and crew. And Sue is my very good friend and one of the crew members. And her business is Lifestyling with Sue Bargetto. So
and the Vintage Pick and Art Studio.
Yes. And so why don't you tell us a little bit about all of that, and then we will get started doing what we're going to do together.
Okay. And I know I'm a little bit crooked. It's because I don't have my correct equipment. But anyway, I am Sue Bargetto, the owner of Lifestyling with Sue Bargetto and the Vintage Pick and Art Studio. And I live in not so sunny Santa Cruz County.
Oh yeah, you have a lot of rain up there right now, huh?
We did. We got 3 inches of rain last night. It was very exciting. Yep. So, so I live in California. They call it Central, but yeah, I live in California. And I live on our property. We own Soquel, Soquel, vineyards, and it's a winery, and there's a house on the property. So my husband and I live in the house on the property.
And they have wine, and the Pinot Noir is delicious.
Yes. So you can look that up if you like on SoquelVineyards.com. We'll put it in the below. Anyway, so I have been painting furniture for probably 10 years. I've been in different co-op type situations throughout our town. And in about 3 weeks, I will be opening my own store called the Vintage Pick and Art Studio. And I will be there with my DIY paint, Dixie Belle paint, IOD products, along with 5 other antique dealers. So I'm very, very excited about that.
And I've seen the location, you guys, and it is amazing.
Yes.
It's so good.
And it's like the location is like 3 miles from my house. It's where I grew up. It's just like a dream come true. So that's that. About the whole apple pie thing, I have been making apple pie since I was about 7 years old. My mom had to work when I was growing up, and I would walk home from school, and she would have my list of everything that I had to do for that dinner that night. And so it's helped me become a very good cook, and at a very young age. And then I can remember this so vividly, calling my mom and saying, "Mom, I want to make apple pie." And she said, "Well, honey, we don't have any pie crust," because she always bought that pie crust that was like in a kind of like the Crisco comes in the this.
It comes in the tin already.
Yeah. And so I just said, "Well, Mom, I'm just going to make it from your cookbook." And so I did. And I've been making apple pie ever since. So, yeah.
And it's so funny. So she sent me the recipe ahead of time, which I'm going to post in the comments of the YouTube post. So we're on Facebook and YouTube right now. So I'm going to post that in the comments of the YouTube because it's easier to post like a whole recipe in there in those comments. Not the comments, the information. But she sent me the recipe and all that. I'm like, you guys, it's really easy. So let's do it.
Okay.
I mean, it's super easy. And I told David, I'm like, oh, turns out apple pie isn't that difficult. But
no, I think the hardest part is cutting the apples.
Yeah, well, that was the part I dreaded the most was skinning. What is it? Not skinning the apples, but peeling the apples.
Peeling. Yeah. Which I'm going to do. I'm going to demonstrate one, so everybody can see how. Not everybody knows how to cut an apple. So Granny Smith apples are the best for apple pie. They're a little bit tart, and they keep their form after you've cooked them. Are you going to introduce your husband, or did he go run hide?
He said he's going to pop on here and there. And
okay,
when I start putting stuff together, when you tell me what to do, I'll put the camera down. But he's going to pop on here and there. There's a lot of.
Got it. First, I'm just going to cut an apple real quick just to show everybody, because like I say, not everybody knows how to cut an apple. And I will lift this up and show you what I've just done on my counter. So you cut it into quarters, and then you take your paring knife. My mom taught me this very young. You go from the edge like that. Of course, be very careful. And then you get to the center of the apple, and you kind of tilt your knife through forward, and it just pops the core out.
That's
just
what
like
I did.
Very good. I'm so proud of you.
I actually messaged my neighbor and I said, "Do you have an apple core?" And she's like, and she's a baker. And she's like, "No, I don't." And she said, "I risk my life every time I core apples."
Yeah, because
and I was like,
okay,
"Okay, well, I'm just gonna be like commonsensical about this," and that's what I did.
Yeah. So you have your knife in there. I'm just gonna do one more. You have your knife in there like that, and then you just tilt your knife, and it comes right out, just like that.
Yeah.
And then you just very carefully peel your apple, just like this. And note to everybody,
peeled them after you cut them?
That's how I do it, yeah.
Oh, see, I peeled them first.
Yeah, whichever way is fine. But a good note to everybody is, if you have a garbage disposal, don't put your apple peels down your garbage disposal. Especially when you're probably making an apple pie for a party like Thanksgiving or something. You do not want your drain to get clogged for that party. So
I know that from peeling potatoes. Like every time, it was a couple years in a row that we would peel potatoes, and I would tell Delight, I'm like, "Don't put the potato skins in the thing," and he didn't listen to me. And of course, we had backup. Like during Thanksgiving, you're just like,
yeah. So you don't want to do that.
Too much fiber.
So you peel, and I always use 10 apples when I make my apple pie, but I did 7 just to make it quicker and easier for everybody. But that picture that you're going to see that I sent Cara with the recipe, it is just stacked so high, and it is hard to stack it that high. So 7 apples, you slice them all just like and then I didn't show you where's my apples? Here they are. Let me see. So after you peel them, then you just slice them in about a third to like a third of an inch thick. Just like this.
So my chunks are like this. Too big, huh?
Oh, turn it the other way. Let me see.
Okay. Oh, here. All right. Like that?
You're just going to have to cook yours a little bit longer. You want them thin so they don't take so long to cook. But that's okay. Did you leave your skin on?
No.
Oh, okay. Just looks like it. Okay. So then as you're slicing them, you have a big bowl of cold water, and you put your sliced apples into the cold water. I have mine drained already, but it's gonna stop them from turning brown. Okay. So now we're gonna do the crust. Can you see me okay?
You can say hi. Yeah.
Okay. So highlight. Hey.
How are you?
Good. This is the man in the kitchen. Let me tell you guys, he is the best cook ever.
I like cooking, and I'm pretty decent at it. So thank you.
You're welcome. I try to be a sous chef every time we get together, and he won't let me. So, oh well.
I know. It's called being a control freak. It's my problem.
I understand. Okay, we're going to make the crust. So we have our 2 cups of flour.
Okay.
I feel like you know why I'm having a hard time seeing this, because my countertops are black and my bowl is clear. So I guess you guys are seeing me. 2 cups of flour.
Okay.
I use Crisco, and I like these little butter-shaped Criscos because when I was a kid, I had to dig it out of the can, and I hate it.
Right, I know, like that. So this is the first time, and so you guys, I've already made my crust, just so you know. That's why I'm not doing it. But this is the first time that I've bought Crisco since I was a kid, and I was just like, "Oh, this is so great! They've got these bricks rather than a can." I just remember that.
And I use I use the normal flavor, not the butter flavor. I just think butter flavor tastes fake to me, so I don't do that.
Yeah.
So it's 2/3 cup of the Crisco, and it's marked right on there. So all you have to do is slice it off. Yeah. And then you toss it in your bowl with your flour. And, you know, it's funny. Things like the water and the salt, I don't really measure, but I put a measurement on the recipe for you. So I think I said a half a teaspoon. So just sprinkle that in.
Of the salt?
The salt, yep.
Oh, okay. I put a whole teaspoon.
That's fine. Whatever. It's all good. And then you use I use a fork, or you could use a pastry, whatever you call those things, cutter, pastry cutter. That's what it's called.
Okay.
And can you see how I'm doing it?
Yeah.
There's my Mr. Delight.
Hi, Delight. Hi, Mr. Delight.
Hey.
So
I guess he's not going to show his face.
Hey, Mr. Sue.
You kind of like, you just smash that fork and it gets kind of like flaky is how I
Yes,
would
it's going to look like little peas when you're all done. So you just keep doing, you know, like pea size.
Yeah. It was like crumbly.
Crumbly. Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't say pea.
Oh, that's right. You're not doing this with me. You already did it. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got my little ball here.
Yeah. Okay. So I got mine.
But I'm going to roll it out because I've never done that.
Yeah. So it just kind of looks crumbly. So the funny thing is, for all my life doing the pie crust, I always go to the sink and I do the faucet and I go, ding, ding, you know, with the faucet 5 times to put my water in. But then when I started doing lives with it, I had to tell everybody what the measurement was. So I figured it out. But the funnier thing is, every time we moved, I had to figure out how to do it with the faucet because every faucet was different to get it just right. But anyway, yeah.
That's so funny.
It's just funny when you've been doing something forever. So I believe the recipe says a half a cup of ice water. Yeah. But I feel like it's probably a little bit more than that. So you just pour it in your. Did your half a cup work, Cara?
I did. It seems like it. I mean, we'll see when I try to roll it out.
It looks really dry.
No, it does not.
Just kidding.
Well, I will say that moist is better than dry. So if you have to add a little bit more water, that's all good.
Somebody doesn't like that word moist.
Who doesn't?
Moist. Remember? Crystal Coral. Somebody tag Crystal Coral. Crystal Coral Marie Molina and say moist. Yes.
My husband, my
my
granddaughters
watching on YouTube.
My granddaughters don't like it either, and so every time it's said, my husband says, "Oh, that's right. We're not supposed to use that word."
That's so funny. For you guys who are just popping on, we're going to post this recipe in the description. As soon as I'm done, I will sit down and I'll put it in the description on YouTube. It's really hard to post that full recipe on Facebook, so we'll be posting it on YouTube.
Do you have to write it in?
No, I'll copy and paste it.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Okay. So I made mine a little bit too wet.
Yeah.
So all you have to do when you do that,
add flour, right?
Add flour. Yep.
Okay.
So I'm just taking a little bit and putting it in. Easy as
okay.
that. I like to create mistakes when I'm teaching people so I can show them how to fix it. Okay.
Hi, Mary. Hi, Yvonne.
Hi, you guys.
Hi. Oh, my goodness. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Peggy.
Okay, so after you've mixed your dough all up, I just put flour on my hand and I get it out of my bowl.
Okay, this is what we're going to do.
You did this part already because you have your balls. You have your moist balls.
I got my moist balls.
Okay, so here's my one big ball.
Okay.
And what I do
is
split
crap.
it. What's that?
Oh, it's one. You're going to divide it.
I am. So what I do is I take my big ball and I take my hand and I just go like squeeze it in the middle, and now I have 2 balls.
Okay.
That's a little intimidating. I'm not gonna lie.
We won't talk about it.
Okay, so this is where I start putting flour on the counter, right?
Yes, you do.
Okay, I'm going to put the camera down, so I'm not going to see your beautiful face anymore.
Okay.
So they can see.
And I can't put my camera down, so we'll watch Cara. That'll be more fun to watch Cara.
Well, it'll be comical, maybe.
That's what I mean.
If that's what you mean by fun. Okay.
Okay. So I flatten the ball out like this.
Wait, let me see your flattened ball. Okay, so here, you want to get flour on your hands and flatten one ball and
No, I'm gonna watch. I haven't seen.
Don't be afraid, Cara. Don't be afraid to use too much flour. Use a lot.
Okay.
And yours is actually going to be easier to roll out because if you make your dough ahead of time and stick it in the refrigerator and let it get cold, it really makes it easier to roll out. Okay. So put it on your counter, Cara.
Okay.
And kind of move it around and get it floury, and then flip it over.
Tighten that thing. Oh my God!
Wait, sorry, delights.
That's okay.
David tried to help.
Okay.
There.
So just make sure you have flour under it and flour on top of it.
Okay. And put flour on the rolling pin.
No. Oh.
Yes, flour on the rolling pin.
Is that gonna stick?
No, the flour makes it not stick.
No,
I have to get. Hold on, I got to get a pan out. I forgot a pie plate.
Okay. How big does this have to be?
Okay, the secret to good crust is not to overwork it. So you want to kind of get it right the first time. So Cara, are you starting in the center and moving out?
That's what I'm doing. It was just instinct.
Okay.
I must have good instincts.
So now stop and put a little flour on top. And
no, delay! Get out of here! Okay.
Cara, turn your dough over.
Turn it over?
Yep. And make sure there's flour under it too.
Okay.
So now you're just going to keep going from the center
Flour
to the outside.
It's gonna stick.
No, stop it.
It just makes it crusty.
Okay. All right. From the center out. How thin does it need to be?
Just don't worry about how thin it is. Just make it so it's like an inch bigger than your pie plate.
I think it is.
Right?
Yeah, it's definitely. Well, it has to be bigger than that.
It has to be
Okay,
hanging over the sides.
Okay. Is it the right size?
Yeah, it definitely is.
Okay, so let me show you how you're supposed to pick it up.
Okay. Look at Sue's.
Watch me.
It is the same size as Sue's.
Okay, mine's kind of sticking because we're so humid today because of the rain. So fold it in half.
Okay.
And then fold it in half again the other way.
Oh, this is so fun. Look at this. Look at us.
Okay. And then you pick it up and you put it in your plate. Like a triangle, like this.
Yeah.
And then you unfold it.
Right in the middle.
No, right there.
That is right there.
No, you're wrong.
Sue, I don't know why Cara invited me. Honestly, I don't. It's funny. Too small.
No, it's not.
It looks like a deep dish pizza now.
It's all right. I'm pressing it up. It's fine.
Okay, but you don't want to press it on there too hard because you're gonna just don't press it too hard.
Wait, are we supposed to grease these pie pans before we put the crust in?
Do what?
Are we supposed to grease or put Pam in these pans before we put the pie in?
No, because there's so much Crisco in it. It's totally fine.
Okay. It's mine might be a little bit small, but it's gonna be okay.
That's okay. You're gonna be fine. Okay, set that aside.
Okay. You do it again, right?
Yep.
Oh no, we're gonna do the apples, right?
Yeah, but I do my crust next.
Okay.
The top crust.
Okay. Wait, you don't want to help with this since you're like a superstar?
Make sure you have lots. Don't be afraid to use lots of flour.
Okay.
You don't want to have to pick it up and roll it again if it tears or something.
Right. No, I know.
But if
when
you
it comes
do-
out of this thing, it's very wet. I did notice
It's
that.
not wet. It's moist.
It's moist. Moist.
So good.
Somebody
So
tag
remember-
crystal coral flour on the
Remember halfway through to flip it over.
Yeah. Okay.
Or even, you can even do that more than once. You just don't want it sticking to your countertop.
Right. Yeah, because that's a disaster, right?
And now this one you want to roll out a little, yeah, it could be a disaster. This one you want to roll out a little bit bigger, Cara, because this is the one that's got to cover the apples.
Okay. Yeah, it's got a dome, right?
Right.
Okay. Oh my
Right.
god. Pie crust, I feel is going to be so dry.
If it's rolling out, it's not going to be dry. So,
It's just because Delight's like putting so much flour on it.
no, that's okay.
Okay,
Does it feel like
big.
it's,
Oh, I forgot
Does
to flip it.
Yeah.
It's okay. I flipped it. Put the
Yeah.
flour
There
on.
you go.
Hurry. Wipe it. Okay, that's good. I don't think
put
we need-
flour on top again.
My gosh, I don't think I need any more. Okay, so now I just fold it in the fours and put it aside somewhere.
Yeah, just kind of like on your counter. Just kind of do it
Okay.
and leave it
Like-
leave it there.
Okay, push it aside on the counter.
Now, are your apples back in their bowl?
Yeah, the apples are in the bowl.
Okay. So
No, they're in the colander. Yeah.
the recipe I think calls for what? 1/3 of a cup flour. I mean sugar. 1/3 of a cup sugar.
Oh, what? How many cups sugar?
1/3 of a cup.
Okay.
And cinnamon. Says 3.
Okay.
It says 3 tablespoons, but that sounds like a lot to me. So I just sprinkle it in.
1/3 a cup sugar.
Mhm.
I like cinnamon. Whoa.
Okay. But I said 3 table. That might, that's just me coming up with a measurement. It sounds like a lot.
Oh, okay.
So I would start with like 2.
Only
that's a-
1/3 of a cup?
Of
Oh.
sugar. Yeah, you might add more in a few minutes.
You're gonna add more. Okay. I poured way too much.
We're gonna taste it and see how it is.
Okay, so the apples go in the bowl. Okay, this is where I'm like rushing here.
Don't rush.
1/3
Take your time.
cup. No, it's fun. This is so fun. And then how much cinnamon did you say?
Just do like 2. Just start with 1 tablespoon because a tablespoon's big.
Okay, and it's okay if some spills over.
Oh yeah. Remember, I don't measure this part.
I know. That's how I cook. Like when I cook, 1 tablespoon. Okay. When I
Yeah.
cook, okay.
Okay, and then 1/4 cup flour into your apples. That's what makes the juice thicken up in your pie.
Okay.
Okay?
Then stir it up.
Yeah, and you want to make sure that all of the flour, here we go again. Make sure all the flour gets moist.
Moist flour. Who's tagging Crystal Coral Marie Molina? Hi, Marie Mariana. Thank you for coming on. Okay.
Thank you for watching us, everybody.
Yeah. We're making apple pie, and the recipe to this will be on my YouTube, in the description at my YouTube channel. So, I know most of you are on Facebook, but it's much easier to put a recipe there. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I want to make sure the flour and cinnamon and sugar is evenly distributed, right?
Yes, or moist.
Or moist.
Okay, so when you've got it all stirred up, you have
Yeah.
to taste it. You have to taste it to see if it has enough sugar.
There's some ice cubes in here. It's probably not good. David, you want to taste it to see if it has enough sugar? Yeah.
What do you say?
I want egg dip. Do you want to taste it?
Oh, taste it. Yeah.
See if it has enough sugar or cinnamon. Just taste
I
it.
have
Take
a
a piece.
secret ingredient that.
The reason you do it this way is because You know, some apples are sweeter than others.
No. What?
The reason you do it,
he wants
you
to
start
know
out
if
with
you
less.
put that-
You start out with less sugar because you don't want to over sugar it, and so you can taste it and see what is that.
Cayenne oil.
In your apple pie?
A little. I thought a little spicy apple pie would be good, but
I think you should do that on your next apple pie.
okay.
Not
fair
this
enough.
one. Okay, I agree, Sue. Okay,
That's
so you
funny.
don't want it to be too sweet, but we only put 1 tablespoon of cinnamon in. Is that
That's
enough?
plenty of cinnamon.
So taste it. Does it need more?
No,
Uh-uh.
no.
How about the sugar? Is it sweet enough?
Yes.
I think so.
Okay, great. Then, oops, watch out, doggies. Okay, so bring your pie plate next to your bowl.
Are we supposed to put butter at the bottom of the pie plate?
No,
No?
no. Whose recipe you've been following?
Well, that's what I read in yours, sister.
I don't think it says butter.
Okay.
Okay, so spoon your apples into your pie dish. And kind of, with your spoon, kind of get them in there tight. Because what happens to an apple is, you know, it shrinks as it cooks.
Yeah.
So if you have air pockets in there, then it shrinks more and it's just,
Right.
the pie isn't as beautiful as it could be.
Right. I'm pretty sure that my pie, I mean, I didn't cut my apples like you did. Mine are chunky and wide. Yours are thin and slivers.
You're just going to have to cook yours longer. And what I should have told you to do was, which we don't have to cook them now since I already have one cooked. You can cook it when you get off. You need to start out at 4. You need to start out at 425.
Oh, can you turn it
Oh,
on?
yeah.
What did
So
I say?
our repairman told us a trick about the oven.
We
He
missed
said-
that window.
He said that you put it on and you have to, like, when the oven reaches the temperature it says and it beeps, you have to wait 15 minutes longer because that only means that the oven's temperature is at the right spot by
Air in the oven is at 425. But if you want
I see.
So-
Interesting.
and all of the metal and the steel and everything else to
Right.
get to
yeah.
And that's kind of important when you make a pie because, you know, this first 15 minutes is how you're going to make your crust not be soggy.
Okay, so I'm just gonna smash it in.
That's
because
exactly
Right?
what you want to do with your hands is smash it
Okay.
and kind of get it all the same dome.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And I'm gonna eat
So-
this.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
gonna wash my hands real quick.
Okay. Oh, nobody can probably see what I'm doing right now, huh? Okay. So here are my apples in my pie.
Okay.
I'm gonna wash my hands real quick.
We're kind of similar. Mine are just a different shape.
Okay. So now you're gonna pick up your crust and you're gonna put it on top of your pie.
Where's the butter come into play?
Is there butter in my recipe?
Yes, there's butter in your recipe.
Oh, there is. Okay, let's do it the right way.
Sister.
Ooh.
Yes. No, she
I
had
don't. I always forget this part. So you take butter and you put it on top of your apples, and that's also going to help the juice thicken up.
Well, and it's good. I mean, butter makes everything better.
That's what they say. Yes.
They do.
Okay. So are you putting your butter on?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, I always forget the butter part. Always. Thank you for reminding me.
Okay.
Okay.
I may have put too much on, but we're okay with that in this house.
Oh, I think it's fine. Okay, so pick up your dough in the triangle and put the point of the triangle in the middle of your pie.
Yep.
And then
Okay.
do like you did before, just unfold it.
So good, right?
Yeah. Mine's
Okay.
breaking, but that's okay.
Mine's got a little wrinkles.
That's okay. Just kind of, smooth it out a little bit. Don't work it too much though, because you know.
It'll
Okay,
break.
then you go around and you pull off the dough, so you have about 1 inch hanging over. You might have more in some areas.
No,
Or
I don't. I'm pushing mine
Or we
in.
shove
I'm
it
not
in.
pulling mine off. I'm pushing it in because I didn't have any extra. So
Okay, be careful how you push it though, because we're gonna do something right now.
okay.
You're gonna take your 2 layers of dough, and if you can, you're gonna fold it under.
I can't because my first layer didn't come up high enough. So
Well, that's okay. Fold your top layer over.
yeah, like this. I get what you're saying. Oh, cute.
Yeah.
You know, Sue, back in the
Yes.
day, I worked at a Marie Callender's as a manager for a couple of years.
Ooh. Did
Um,
you have to make pies?
no, but as a manager, I watched them make pies, and
Uh-huh.
I ate said pies.
That's funny. So my first live that I ever did, I probably told you this, Cara, was making apple pie. Because who was teaching me to do lives? They said, don't do it about painting. Do it about something that you love and you're comfortable with.
Right.
So my first live had 6,000 views.
Wow.
I loved my apple pie so much. But what was so funny is my granddaughter Ruby was like 2.5 at the time, and she probably watched it 5,000 of those views, and she would tell her mom, "Mommy, I keep talking to Granny and she won't answer me." It was so cute.
That's so cute.
Yeah. So you go around and you get it all tucked under.
Okay.
And mine's just not looking pretty because my dough's so soft. But anyway, okay. So here is the old time way of decorating the edge of your pie. You put your fingers like this, like a peace sign.
Uh-huh.
And you put it down on the pie. And you take this one finger on this hand. And you reach down in the middle and you pull up. Can you see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
So you do that all the way around the pie.
Oh, okay. I get it. It's going to be hard for me to do it because I don't have it, but in some sections I'll be able to do it.
Yeah. Next time you'll just roll it out a little bit further. So here, if you guys, I want my people to be able to see. So you go like this and pull up.
Okay. Well, mine doesn't look quite like yours does, but
that's okay.
I'm excited.
It's still going to taste yummy.
I think probably mine needs an hour. Huh?
Yeah.
Just cook it as long as the recipe says, and then just keep an eye on it and keep poking it.
Okay, the recipe says 45 minutes at 450, right?
What?
No. You're going to cook it for 15 minutes at 450. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to turn the oven down to 375.
Okay. All right. And so what about this egg white stuff?
So the egg white, you beat it up a little bit.
Can you get a fork for me? Can you get a fork? Oh.
No. Do you have a brush?
Where's your barbecue brush?
Just with the whisk.
So for everybody that's watching, you can use egg white or milk. I'm using milk. Cara's using egg white. And what this does is it makes your pie top crust pretty.
Let me get your barbecue brush.
And it takes away some of that flour look that you might have on there from using so much flour when you roll it out. So look, Cara, you rolled out pie crust and you didn't have to pick it up and do it over. How cool is that?
Oh, go figure.
Okay.
So I'm painting this on here. I'm assuming that's what I do, right?
What'd you say?
I'm just painting this on here.
That's right. That's right.
Like,
so I just wanted to show everybody a little something. I sell IOD products on my website, which is thevintagepick.com. Yes. And here is one of our molds that we use that normally people use them with clay or resin to put embellishments on their furniture and such. Well, they're also food grade. So you can use them to decorate your pie. And so I got the grape one out since it was appropriate for my situation.
I forgot to do that. I was going to do
That's
that.
okay. So what you do is you flour the mold, and then you take your leftover crust and you push it in there. And it's kind of hard to do. It's not as easy to do as the clay that we use because the crust just kind of keeps wanting to shrink back, kind of like pizza crust.
Yeah, yeah.
But you put it in there and you get the edges all clean. And then the way to get it out is you just roll it out of the mold. And again, my dough is just really moist.
Oh, no.
So. But anyway, I got a leaf. And I'm just going to take my milk and put it on my pie and then put the leaf on there. And then what I could do if I wanted to, but I'm not going to, I did it on my other one. I could put the grapes on there. I could put the other leaves on there. So then you get that on there and it's all pretty. And you take your sharp knife or a fork and a knife is better. Poke some holes in the top of your pie. Because
some holes?
Yes. Because what will happen if you don't do that, it will blow up like a balloon and pop. You don't want that.
Oh, kind of like pizza crust, right? When it gets a big bubble in it?
Yep. So here's my pretty pie.
Or a frozen bag of rice is what D-Light says.
Yeah. So you put your pie in your oven, in the middle of your oven at, 425. It's a good idea to have a piece of foil, not right under the pie pan, but on the next rack below it. Put a piece of foil under there, and that's for when the pie spills out the juice, so your oven doesn't get all dirty.
Okay.
So you're gonna cook it for 15 minutes. And then you're going to lower the temperature to 375 and cook it for approximately 45 minutes.
Okay. Hi Lynn, hi Cece. Can I put some sugar on top of the pie crust right now?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
It won't burn?
I would put it on after it's been cooking for a while because especially since yours is going to be cooking a little bit longer.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought maybe if I put it on right now, it'll turn all black. But if I put it on, like maybe after I turn it down from the 450 to the 325, was it 450?
Yeah, and maybe even cook it for like 20 minutes and then put it on at the 375.
Okay,
and
awesome.
So here is the yummy pie.
There it is. Oh, I want
tastes so good. And here is what my pie looks like that I had already baked.
Oh my gosh.
See how it fell?
Look at mine's pretty tall right now. So I know it's going to slip down a little bit, but it's pretty good.
They shrink. Right? They shrink and it goes down, but not always because that picture that I sent you, it's all high and that's because that one has 10 apples in it. But
smells so good. Can I put a little bit of cinnamon on the crust right now?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm going to do that. That sounds so good to me.
Yeah. And then also, if you wanted, when you did your apples, you could mix nutmeg in there too, if you wanted. If you like nutmeg.
For a more like fall pie flavor, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That is so exciting. Okay, well, we're just waiting for our oven to heat up and we're going to put it in. I will send pictures. I'm sure you guys, my pie won't look like Sue's, but
your pie looks beautiful.
Thank you. If you're watching this on replay or now, Sue, please go follow her channel. It's Lifestyling with Sue Bargetto and the Vintage Pick. Lifestyling, she's going to be sharing all these types of things like this, and the Vintage Pick is all of her paint and the IOD stuff and all. Okay. I will post the recipe in the comments or in the description area on YouTube. Only because it's easier for me to copy and paste there. Facebook's, I mean, it's not a good place to have a full-on recipe. Okay, so yes, vanilla ice cream is in the freezer, and in about an hour, I'm going to be doing a little indulging tonight.
Yay. Okay,
Thank you.
everybody. Thank you for joining us.
I love you bunches.
I love you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Mwah. Bye, you guys. Thank you.